hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
All right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Into the Comiverse. This is our first live stream of 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. And I hope everyone's having a good Saturday night. And before we get started, I'm going to start the comments. As always, if you would like to join the panel, which is just me at the moment, the link is pinned at the top. First, we have Las Cruces saying hello or hooray. And we got Christina Payne. Hey, what's going on? And we got Rich, Comic Cat Collectibles. How y'all doing? And that is it for the chat right now. Like I said, if you want to join the panel, feel free. We'll hang out, talk. This may be relatively short. This may be relatively long. I don't know. It just depends on how things go. So first off, later on tonight around, be 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, I'll be with Trev the Shipping Guru, Beckerman, and myself, Good Days Games and Comics, and Mike, Evil Mike at Evil's Comics. And we're going to be talking about Equestria Kryn, Episode 2, Dragons of Winter Night, Part 2, our read-along discussion of the novel. So that's going to be pretty cool. That's cool, Rich. Let's see here. Hey, Beckerman, how you doing? Like I said, the link's at the top if you want to hang out. And that's all we got right now. I'm going to talk about a few things going forward. We got a new year going. Got a lot of stuff going on with me and the channel. Of course, we all know how 2024 dealt me and my family. I'm not really dwelling into that too much. 2024 is the past. 2025 is the future. Got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And one of the things that's not so cool that I'm going to talk about a little bit, I was going to do like a State of the Comiverse address, but I think I'll just do it here. So around February 3rd, the place I work at is going to close. So, it is what it is. So basically, I'm going to take the money and run. Me and my family are going to move to Indiana. We find a good place and start over. Fresh steps, fresh start, all that good stuff. And, I'm hoping for the best, praying for the best. And, like I said, it's a new day, and we're going to try to make the most of it. How you doing, Bronze Page Comics? Happy New Year, Tony. And remember to hit the thumbs up. Yep, the road to 500. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So, yeah, I'm not really dwelling too much on 2024. It literally kicked me and the family in the nuts. But focusing forward, ever striving, chin up, we're going to go forward. Now, what this means for the channel is I'm expecting sometime around probably late February, first weekend of March, I'm going to be in Evansville, like that first weekend, March 1st, 2nd. I'm going to be in Evansville for the HorrorCon. And that week before, me and my wife's going to go up and stay with some friends, and we're going to scout the area looking for apartments and such. And then sometime I'm going to, in the middle of March, we're going to move up there. So that's pretty cool. My wife, Kimberly, says, "Where is everyone?" It's just me. And Durs, family night tonight, my man. Happy Saturday, Legends. How you doing, brother? Thank you, Beckerman. I appreciate it. So that's pretty much what's going on for me in 2025 for right now. Probably as we're going through March and moving, the channel will go on hiatus, at least from March and probably April. I'll try to put out some content when I can, but there'll be no live streaming until I get everything set up. And then we'll go from there. see. Now, a couple of things I do have coming up is on January 15th, I'll be on Guess That Key for the first time with Sector 2815. That's going to be pretty cool. And then on February 1st, I'll be on episode 179 of Only Slabs, showing off some of my slab stuff. So that's pretty cool. And you could tell I hadn't really no plans, had no game plan, so I'm just winging it. And then this coming Friday, hopefully, yesterday I dropped a episode of Tony's Comic Spotlight, which was about Spawn number 9, first appearance of Angela Cagliostro and Medieval Spawn. Coming up next week, I'm going to be dropping episode 66, where I'll be doing a spotlight on the most popular Batman Joker story ever told, which is the Batman The Killing Joke from 1988, which is going to be pretty cool. Yep, it's right. Evansville is just north of Kentucky. I'll literally be going through Kentucky to get to Evansville, if I believe that that's the course that's right. Christina, love the Kiss stuff behind you. Saw them in concert. They were great. Christina, I've been a Kiss fan since I was 5 years old, and I've got a lot of cool Kiss stuff. Can't see it, but down here is my Marvel Spotlight, Marvel Comics Super Special #1 with Kiss printed in the blood. That was pretty cool. I got that a couple of years ago. Finally, yeah, I've seen them. Let's see, I've seen them once. Saw them once during the Revenge tour, once during the reunion tour. I saw their first farewell tour, and then I seen the last farewell tour. So that's pretty cool. That is awesome. My brother and uncle are huge Kiss fans. Oh yeah, Kiss as a band has always been a big part of me. I love their music and everything. Now I would be lying if I didn't say that in the last few years, some of the members outside, the way they act away from the band, not been a real big fan of. But I'll always enjoy their music. To me, their music is what keeps me going as far as a fan. And now that they're retired, I say that jokingly because you never know when they may get an inkling to come back. Yeah, my wife said, telling Beckerman Louisville is about 2 hours from Evansville. Yeah, the trip or the move to Indiana, it's going to be interesting. I will say that the fears are starting to come in, and it's always that fear of uncertainty. I know that if I stick with it, and like I've been telling my wife, we both agree, the only way that we're going to fail in our new quest is the only way we're going to F up is if we F up ourselves. That's the best way to put it. So, yeah, the only way we're going to succeed or fail is up to us. I'm 100% committed to making sure that we succeed because this was a blessing. And to finally be able to do something would be pretty cool. What that may entail, who knows? But I'll keep y'all posted along the way. It's going to be pretty cool. And the only other thing I got to talk about really is I want to say goodbye to 2024 one last time just because I like playing the clip. And so this is me, my final goodbye to 2024.
Here's your map.
Right on.
Here's your complimentary chicken.
Oh, wow.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
So is anybody in the chat got any questions y'all want to ask me? Feel free to leave a question in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. I didn't really get a lot of. I didn't pick up anything new. We're in between paydays, so didn't really get anything new as far as comics go. Now I did read a bunch of Spawn a couple nights ago, and I'm still behind on that. Spawn for me is always a real big thing. Love Gunslinger, love Scorched, King Spawn, regular series. I'm beginning to think that probably around the next issue of 360 or so forth, I think Spawn and everybody's going to start getting their powers back. That might be interesting. I might be wrong. Who knows? But I think it's going to be pretty cool. John's Comics with Kids. How you doing, sir? And like I said, if y'all want to join, the link is at the top of the chat. Feel free to join. We'll BS and talk about whatever. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, fire them off in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Myself, if y'all know me, I've been collecting comics for 37 years, mostly Marvel when I started. Now I'm kind of dwindling more toward the independents, Energon, Spawn, stuff like that. Something's Killing the Children. Love all that stuff. I buy less Marvel and DC than I ever have before, and most of it is to do with the pricing. I always believe that, with the Ultimates has been real good, and due to budget, I really hated having to cut that stuff out of the budget. But it is what it is. Let's see here. The one thing I will talk about real quick is coming up Monday, January 6th, over on S182's channel, we have the return of Comic Book Addicts, and he's got his special guest Mario Gully, which is going to be pretty awesome. Looking forward to seeing that as well. I know I think he did a video about Mario, and Mario reached out and they set this thing up, so that's going to be pretty awesome. It's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. That's going to be pretty cool. So let me ask all of y'all in the chat, if you have them, what are some of your comic book goals of 2025? What is some comics that you would like to have in your collection? And they ain't got to be nothing expensive. I mean, just because you have something on your radar doesn't mean it has to be $500. It could be something simple. But I'm kind of curious. What do y'all have? What would you like to have to add to your PC? Now, going forward, myself. Hold on. We got somebody in the back. We got to welcome him properly. So let me find the video, and here we go.
Hello there.
Hey, Mike, I was drowning, man.
I was coming.
I was just talking to the chat about everything I've been boring the hell out of everybody, talking about what's been going on and what my plans are about moving around the Evansville, Indiana area and blah, blah, blah. I briefly talked about, hold on. We got one more.
Hell yeah.
Hello there.
We got the comic vet. Y'all came in to save me because I'm making everybody go to sleep. In the words of Mojo in that X-Men episode, I'm losing my audience to a bunch of dead trees.
That's pretty good.
Now,
a deep cut.
It is.
Seriously though, I've been talking about things that's going on in my life, and I'm not dwelling too much on the past. Past is past. 2024. I've actually got a theme song. I keep that Bon Jovi song every day in my mind. That's my theme song for 2025. So but I'm gonna go back to the chat real quick. Brian LCS says, "Hello all, Christina, John, Becker, Durs." Got Cliff on comments. Cliff has been everywhere this morning. He was on Breakfast with Brian, who returned to Saturday mornings, and then he was on Only Slabs as well. And this is my wife, Kimberly, saying, "Hey guys, I know Tony is glad to see you." Yes, I was drowning. This is what happens when you try to come up with a show with no game plan. I had no preparation. But anyway, guys, before y'all popped up, I was asking the chat about some 2025 comic book goals. I mean, they don't have to be the most expensive books. They could be something really expensive. They could be something really cheap. But what's something you'd like to add to your collection? I've picked 5 books, and I'll show mine in a minute. But what is some goals for y'all?
I'll let you go, Chris. Mine's easy.
I'm about to record a video for this, so I don't want to ruin my own.
Don't give us all a ruin.
all right.
I don't want to ruin my own.
Or-
No. Tony's a member of the comic army, so I'm going
Give
to
us a
work.
backup 5.
I'm going to get what I've been thinking of since last summer was I think it's time that I get the Death of Craven's Last Hunt, all in a 9.8, all 6 issues. So that's Web of Spider-Man 31, 32, Spectacular Spider-Man 131, 132, and then ASM 293, 294, but just the direct editions. Now, I have my original 6 that I picked up as a young teenager.
Mhm.
And I picked up a few slabs here and there, but they're low grade. I shouldn't say low grade. They're like 8.5s and 9.2s. They're not the 9.8 what I was looking for, but I'm thinking that's what I want to really focus on when I go to smaller cons, because they are prevalent, or just prevalent. They're prevalent across the continent, because
Yeah.
it's such a well-received series, and people slab them up, and they are somewhat affordable, anywhere from $80 to $250 US, depending on who the dealer is, when they bought it, stuff like that. The other big book I'm going to try and be hunting is Fantastic Four 52, the first appearance of the Black Panther. And to make to make Tony happy, and DVH if he's watching, I'm going to be trying to get my hands on a mid-grade Godzilla #1 from the late 70s. I just, as a big Godzilla fan, I kind of thought to myself recently, how do I not already have this book? The Marvel book I'm talking about, obviously, right? But
Yeah.
And so that's basically my 2025 hunt list. Like they pick up Something's Killing the Children slabs here and there, just because it's my favorite series right now, and it has been for a few years ongoing.
Oh yeah.
And they are relatively cheap if you can find them. But yeah, it's the Death of Craven, those 6 issues, all in a 9.8, just the direct editions. But yeah, Mike, what about you, buddy?
Mine's easy. I've been putting it off, but I just want the Valiant Comics Zelda #1. I
That'd be
prefer it in the 9.8, but I've been it's like the reason I didn't pull the trigger last year is because it was already kind of jumping scale due to the Super Mario movie and all the news. Um, I can get it at like a 9.0 for 300, which I'm not a great whore. I'm not, anything above a 9.0 is fine with me, and it still looks good. But it's been another thing where I'm just like biding my time to see. I feel like, but I know I'm gonna have to pull it sooner or later, because the closer we get to a movie, it's gonna just get more expensive. No, that, or I've been wanting Sonic 1, actually, like both video game properties, but like both books that I grew up with, and like they do have meaning. Like I am a huge Zelda fan, and like just video game, but I love Sonic, and not due to the movies. I do love the movies and the focus on that, but I'm just an OG Sonic fan to begin with. No, but that's about it. Like as far as big books, and I haven't, like, the last time I looked into Sonic Raw, it was still pretty affordable. Because they have 2 #1s. It's like one's like a special edition, and one's just the casual ongoing. I think that's it though that I can think of.
That's pretty cool. For me myself, I'll start off small. I'm gonna try. I've been trying to work on the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider run and the Firestorm Volume 2 runs. Now, I can tell you both of them, I need less than 50 issues of both. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly which Firestorm I need because they're scattered out, but I could tell you as far as the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider run, I need issues 53 to 93. I have everything else.
I had no idea it went that long.
Oh, yeah, it ran to issue 94, and then I think there's an annual. I think there's an annual somewhere. Now, Chris pointed something out that I've thought about too. Maybe not in a 9.8, but I have thought about getting the Craven's Last Hunt slabs, maybe somewhere in the 9, because that's when I first started collecting Spider-Man, it was $292, then The Wedding, then Craven's Last Hunt, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I mean, it just
They were
surprised the hell out of-
clicking on all cylinders in that period.
Now I was
Yeah,
fortunate.
I came in right after that. And,
Yeah.
like right out, I went back and read it, but I remember like picking up Spider-Man at the time, and it had just passed. Like I remember seeing it on back walls already.
But I was gonna say, I remember like my single issues. I took my well-loved copy of 294 to Comic Conway in 2014 and had Bob McLeod sign it. So that was pretty cool. Some other stuff I'd like to get is I'd love to get a first print of issues 1 and 7 of Something That's Killing the Children, because if I accomplish that, I'll have the entire run in first prints. So, but the ones I actually have pictures of that my top 5, and these are what you would call the big boy books. I'm going to start it off simple. If I can achieve 1 or 2 of these books, it would be really awesome. And the first one I'll go with, I have the entire run of Transformers. I have every Transformers book in the United States that has ever came out by Marvel. Not counting when Generation 2 popped up in G.I. Joe. I still need those 3 or 4 books. But I don't have G.I. Joe #1. Now, if you look over here, I have the nice Treasury. Well, you can't see it. Down there, I have the Treasury edition. I got that for $40 cheap because, hell, I've got a couple trades. But yeah, G.I. Joe #1, I'd love to get that. I'm not real picky on the grade, just good entry level. The next book I'm going to get is something I have in reprint. I have 4 copies in reprint, 1 slabbed. Maybe this is going to be my year that I can finally re-add this to the collection, because I sold it in the 90s like an idiot, and that's Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Yeah, you and I have a lot in common, Tony.
Well, back in the day when you're single in the 90s, and somebody said, and I showed them I had 298, 299, and 300. Somebody went, "Man, I'll give you $150 for those." No, show me the money.
Yeah, I get it. I think I got my. Where is it?
I've owned mine before.
Yeah, I got my foil reprint close by, and then
Shiny.
And then of course my where would it be?
I was gonna say, now I get to show you. Oh yeah, I get to show you one of my reprints when I show up on Only Slabs, because it's slabbed.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a reprint, but it's a cool one. Rob's seen it when I showed it off when I debuted on 10/11 all that time ago. I have a nice chromium edition of ASM 300, but it's not that facsimile. This one came out in 98.
Okay.
So, but the next 3 are the really big books. One of them will be a reacquire, but I'm really swinging for the fences on these next 3. The first one is Tomb of Dracula #1.
Great pick.
I'm going for mid-grade, about a 5, hopefully, but I'll take whatever I can get as far as prices go. Because don't get me wrong, I would love to have a 10, but I think 10's kind of out of reach for me for now. I actually would love to have an issue 3, the first appearance of Rachel Van Helsing, because I always loved Rachel. I really never understood why, when she died, it was in an X-Men comic. It wasn't in,
Tomb of Dracula or Doctor Strange.
Yeah, something like that. And then, of course, number 1 is the first appearance of the Marvel version of Dracula. I mean, I actually did a comic spotlight on Tomb of Dracula #1. And also, going back to the Craven thing, it's in the works. I do my comic spotlights, but I'm doing what I call a special edition for Craven's Last Hunt, where I'll do all 6 issues in one complete video, which is going to be pretty cool. Now, the next thing, before I go any further, let's see what the chat says. Okay, we got people saying hi to each other in the chat. All right, the next one I'm going to show. Now, I had this book. I bought it off the rack for $4. I got it first. It was part of my first CS submissions. Of course, bills came along, and I had to sell it to make a car payment. And it's really bugged me that I had to sell it, but I'm going to hopefully get this back. And this is Edge of Spider-Verse #2, the first appearance of Spider-Gwen.
Big book.
Yeah.
All these are big.
I guarantee books, man.
You got any smaller books you after?
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, like I said, these are swinging for the fences. If I get one, I'll be happy.
I'm
But
waiting for all. Go ahead.
But the number one, but like I said, I had it. I bought it for $4 when it came out off the racks. I'm not going to be paying $4 for another copy like I did the first time. This is the number one book. In 2023, I was able to get its counterpart because it's my birthday book. And for me, this is the biggest book. It'll complete my 3 books I wanted to. I called it the 3 books I wanted to own before I die. I really got to change the name of that, which was the Marvel Super Special 1, the companion book to this one. And this one was Amazing Spider-Man 121, The Death of Gwen Stacy. Because I have 122, I need 121.
Of those books, I think the 121 might be the easiest.
Yeah.
In a low grade. Like you might be able to find that slabbed in a 1/8. Like because everyone slabs ASMs regardless.
Mhm.
The Gwen first Spider Gwen high grade might be more than a low grade Death of Gwen.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been looking like when I bought my 122, I got it in a 4.5 for a very affordable price, and I'm actually finding the same grade for just about the same price for the 121. So
That's kind of what I've done. You get away from the shiny 9.8 or 9, on certain things, especially if it still presents well and everything, and I can understand, especially if you already have a raw of it, maybe a real personal item in your collection, but then have a lower grade in a slab. I don't, I'm all for that. Like my Eternals is a 7.0. I love that grade. Like,
I was going to say some of my honorable mentions is I would love to have a first print copy of ASM 252. I don't. I have the. I got a reprint that came with one of my Spider-Man figures, my Marvel Legends figures. I got that. That's the only. I have that, and I think I have it reprinted in Marvel Tales. Yeah. I'd like to get the rest of the first series of Kanto, so that way I'll have all the Kanto series. And then there was another one that popped up in my head, anyways, and it quietly just went away. But it wasn't a big boy book either. Well, actually, they are big boy books. I want to regrade. I want to upgrade. I have a 2.0 ASM 238 with the tattoos. I wouldn't mind a little grade bump on that one. And then the other one is I'd like to get a upgrade on my Avengers 196 First Taskmaster. Because everybody knows I love Taskmaster, and everybody knows I am not going to talk about the Black Widow movie.
Hey, we might see some redemption. Hey,
only if they complete. Hey, Vox, only if they completely
What's up,
change
Bob?
the character. Only if we see Tony Masters.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in Thunderbolts, right? Like
I'm actually kind of excited.
Right? Yeah,
I'm actually.
I am too.
I'm pretty sure it's still going to be her. Don't get your hopes up that you're just going to, but it could lead to him, or like they could just make her like so badass you forget about him. Unless you're reading the comics, I don't know. But there's hopes.
I'm afraid that if I go on a tangent, everybody's going to start hating me.
No, I actually have higher hopes for Thunderbolts than I do. I'm hopeful for both of them, but I'm more excited for Thunderbolts than I am Captain America.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is a true story. I've told it a couple times. When I almost said Black Bolt. When the Black Widow movie come out, and this is the best way to say it, I went and watched it with my brother Jeremy, and we're watching it, and I'm kind of getting into it, watching Taskmaster kick ass. I was like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." And then when they took the helmet off, I'm just trying to sit there and watch the movie, not show any emotions or nothing. I heard my brother go, "Holy shit!" And I turned around and looked, and he's looking at me, and I went, "What?" He goes, he said, "I'll tell you on the way out." He said, "Wow." And I went, "Okay." So as we're walking out, I went, "So what's the deal, man?" He said, "Dude," he said, "when they took that mask off, you look like somebody had shot your children."
A piece of your soul had died. No, I like that. My problem with that version of Taskmaster is she was brainwashed. I'm for the swap. I'm fine with that. New suit, I'm fine. I don't need the brainwash part. Let it be this mercenary style badass that's after. I mean, keep it close to the source, then swap it. Don't take it so far away from it. This brainwashed, computerized version of a character that you know. Like, why would anybody like that?
Right.
Hey,
Hi,
Cliff.
Hi, Vlogs. Hi, Cliff.
hi. I'm getting over a small cold while I'm on vacation.
Ooh,
We got Ian and Becca Comic Sans.
what's
How's
up,
it
Sue?
going? And we got C Bizzle. Say his name and he appears. I didn't say his name, but he still appeared anyway.
He's got a
Yes,
I
that
cold
is.
thought his
too.
name. I thought it.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I thought it too. Good evening, watching from my bed. Yeah, because he's not feeling well either.
Yeah, I
Sorry to
just
hear
I
that.
I landed in Florida. Everything was good, and then late last night dealing with the cold.
And we got Ian and Becca Comic Sans, Vlogs for President.
Hey, I'm not opposed.
Well, Cliff, you've been pretty much around everywhere tonight. Today,
Yes,
you've
yes.
Brian.
I gotta keep my score up.
I
Are
like
you
it.
even
I
eating
like it.
today, Cliff?
Right?
And, and
You
for
getting
those,
proper rest? Dehydrate.
for those of you who are not aware, 3 days ago, Cliff celebrated his birthday. So happy birthday, Cliff!
Whiffy. I was there. I was so happy.
Right.
I was so happy. I just wish Chris was there so we could see his reaction to those pulls from the box.
I know works. I'm sorry.
I made it at the very
Yeah, I
end.
know. You would have probably killed Rob. You would have probably
No, you would have fallen out of your chair for sure. You were like, "Oh, Tales for Suspense. Oh, the second appearance of the Wrecking Crew. Oh, it's Red Sonja #1 in near mint condition. Okay. Oh, you get a slab of Punchline's first appearance. It would have been amazing,
Oh hell!
but that's
Oh,
okay. I guess
I'm
I
just
could
waiting for Chris one day to take out his earbuds and be like, "Yep, I'm done. I quit. Never come back. Never
That'll
come
never
back."
happen.
Many times.
You know what? He'll never. And you want to know why? Number one, it's not even his money. So
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
I put stuff in that box. Rob doesn't talk about it, but I have sent.
in
stuff
that
and put
case,
in there.
he's put stuff in the box.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
I
mine
know
is all
Chris
modern
has-
stuff. I do not turn to the 70s and then give it to Rob to give away. No.
You don't go, here's this Power Man Iron Fist 1 through 5. Let's just throw them in the box.
Here's G.I. Joe 3. No, I don't do that.
The personal stuff that
Here's
you
the
truly
first-
love. Let me throw that in the box.
Yeah.
Look at the first Snake Eyes, everybody. In the box.
Yeah.
Low grade Transformers 1. Here, we're giving this away now.
No, I
Yeah.
could just see Rob be
Yeah.
like,
My
off
Stanley
screen, being
autograph,
like,
It was a
2099
low-grade-
Ravager.
He
Yeah.
did a low grade Secret War #8. There's nothing wrong with a low grade Secret War #8.
I love that.
Yeah, but I believe even I would probably fall out if he went, "Okay, Chris, we pulled this out of the box. Look, it's an Amazing Spider-Man 14, first appearance of the Green Goblin."
I would have been
My-
like, "Yep, I'm done."
Yeah.
My Werewolf by Night first appearance Moon Knight is like a 3. I'd love it to death. Like it was given to me. I mean, the cover's still on. It still, it still looks good in the bag and board. But I mean, inside it's falling apart. But like, no, I'd love it. And
I want to take a minute. I'm sorry. I just want to take a minute and thank Christina for sharing the links to everyone in the chat. I appreciate that, Christina.
Sorry, that's
Thank you very
Chris's
much.
thing. I can't do that either, or the salute.
I do want to say that I thought for 1 second, briefly, we was going to get through an episode of Only Slabs and Chris's anxiety was going to be intact. I was really rooting for it. Till the end.
it was until the end.
Who won today? I wasn't able to watch. I've been dealing with this stupid
Nick's
cold.
kicks
Cat
and
fan.
Kenneth Bird and Nick gave it to
Yeah.
Cat Fan.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Nice.
That's
I do-
for Rob's anxiety.
Hey, I do have to flex with one thing.
That's true.
My last giveaway win for 2024 was on Cliff in the Council of Comics. I mean,
Yes.
I got
was
a
so
duck,
happy.
got a duck, and got the second place prize. And I don't know what the second place prize is, but it's going to be awesome nonetheless.
It's
That was
those,
cool.
and yes, you'll enjoy them. I was going to say,
See,
Sam did show it in the episode.
Yeah, I
Kinda.
didn't go. I didn't go back and watch the first part yet. That where I missed it, where I wasn't on there. So, kind of want to be surprised.
You will. By the way, I was surprised, and this is fun. At my birthday, I made a an Elfster wish list on Amazon for Secret Santa at work, and the woman who runs our clinic, she came with her friend, and her friend went on my Elfster wish list from Secret Santa and found Superman tumblers on my wish list and got those for my birthday. And I completely forgot about Secret Santa and everything. So I was so impressed to see these Superman tumblers.
Oh, hell.
Nice.
Well, but Vogs, Cliff, before I ask y'all, one of the other things I did mention that I'd like to pick up, and that I did not mention that I'd like to pick up in 2025, not comic book related, is I'd like to get the rest of the Legend of Drizzt, or the latest Drizzt novels. I think I need 7 of them from Ari Salvatore to complete my set again so I can get caught up reading those. But guys, Cliff, Vogs, one of y'all can go first. What are some books y'all looking forward to picking up and add to the PC in 2025?
Do you want me to go, Cliff? I've only got 5.
Go for it.
So I want to get a Batman slab. Doesn't have to be like the highest grade. I want a Batman key. No way I'm getting Detective 27.
Well, technically you could,
won't-
but it'd be a
I could-
reprint.
Yeah, exactly. I do have the reprint. And then I would love a Deadpool slab of like a key. Doesn't have to be New Mutants 98. It could be a villain or something.
If
And
you
then
think
I got-
outside the box, there's affordable keys. Like instead
Yeah,
of going
there is.
first appearance, go first, second, or third. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I want a
X-Force.
Batgirl slab because that's one of my favorite characters. And
Which
then
Batgirl?
the last 2, Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. No, I'm
You
playing.
don't like Barbara Gordon? Come on.
You should get Batgirl pretty
She's,
free.
she's Oracle. She's Oracle. I love Barbara, but no, I like Cassandra and
I
Stephanie.
like Cassie. I have nothing wrong with Cassie. Everyone's like, oh, do you like both? I'm like, I collect Barbara, but I have a lot
I
of
like
respect
Barbara.
for Cassie.
You know, honestly, if I could afford it, I'd like to go back and get the first appearances of the first Batwoman and the first Batgirl that predated Barbara Gordon.
So, and then my last 2 are Detectives Comics. Don't ask me the number. I wrote it down. It's going to be on a video where I give my top 5 for books I want. It's the first appearance of Batgirl and Robin teaming up. I think it's like 360 something. And then the other one is Uncanny X-Men 170 something, where it's when Rogue officially joins the X-Men and she's on the cover with Colossus and it says, "Welcome Rogue to the X-Men."
I know exactly the one you're talking about. I think it's 170 or 170. Is it
I
170?
hope you survived the experience. Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
But yeah, I would say those are my top 5.
It's a good top 5.
Well,
Cliff?
I'm hunting down first appearances, and in some cases, second appearances of the Legion of Superheroes. So that's going to be like my first tier shopping goal.
Hey, Mr. Spot.
And then I guess I don't know, like my second goal, I think is going to be like more, I don't know. Maybe I should chill out. Maybe my second goal should just be submit stuff that I want slapped.
It's a good goal.
Because I've got 2 Jangs that I want to send in to be slabbed by CBCS, you know, and I also have like, I think I have an Action Comics 1000 that's signed by 10 creators. Like that's a job. That's a job for CBCS.
What's that?
Yeah,
Chang.
Spidey.
Nice.
I have
With the custom. No.
I have all the balls in your face Spidey signed by him except one, and for some reason I don't like it. Like they all look the same, but one of them he's like flipped upside down or something. And I'm talking to John, and I'm like, John, look, I love you, but like that one doesn't count as balls in your face Spidey because they flipped him upside down. You know?
Oh, I like the gym.
No, I love it. I love balls in your face, Spidey. That's not that's the second balls in your
That's
face.
butt. That's butt in your face.
That's why it's balls in your face. Because the first one, you can clearly tell it's balls in your face.
Chris is like,
That's
why are we having this damn conversation?
Chris
It merits.
Chris is like, man, Cliff really wants my balls in his face.
I don't know why you guys are debating Peter's anatomy. Like it does.
That's Miles. That's Miles. Look.
Okay, so it's Miles. All right.
Oh, that's the other thing. I think the one that I don't like is actually technically Peter. I got a review. But anyhow, if you guys don't know, when Empire Comics did his 1K giveaway and he was looking for stuff to put in the 1K giveaway, I'm talking to Angel in the comic shop, and we have a video on the council of this. And I was like, "Oh, I love this one." He goes, "I really like it too, but it's very balls in your face." And then someone else makes a comment about balls in your face, Spidey, but I got blamed for it. But you know what? It's okay because it's a wonderful memory with my dearly departed friend. So now and forever, it's balls in your face, Spidey. And he did put it in the giveaway, and I love it.
We got a few, I was gonna say we got a few other people popped up in the chat. I hope I get everybody. Bleecker Street popped up. How you doing? How you doing, sir? We got White Tiger, Cool, Calm, and Collected.
JSS.
I got a couple of things I'm gonna get to here in a minute. We got Nerdy Geek. How you doing? And we got Aggressive Relaxing.
Nerdy Geek.
And Joe.
Aggressive.
And Joe. And Random Rips Kevin.
Joe. A lot of people fled him.
Random Rips.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Bruno. Son of a Bruce.
Chris.
The owner of Rich Rocky Comics.
Happy New
Yeah.
Year.
Raids.
Mr.
Tony,
Spock.
I'm sharing out your live stream on my channel too.
Okay, cool.
And now we're everywhere. You can turn on streams and hear my voice penetrating your walls, your home, your eardrums.
God, stop.
Cliff did need more reach.
I'm gonna show a few things real quick because my wife made a post. I'm gonna show what my wife said. She said, "Tony, show them your new hobby for 2025. Is that you're going to learn?" For those of you who didn't watch last week, for Christmas
today,
my wife got me this nice little pencil set.
Well, that was quick.
She got me this blank color comic book.
Ooh.
Okay. I see where this is going.
We got the Master Guide to Drawing Cartoons.
Okay.
And then we got this comic book studio, which means I need to learn how to draw.
Did you see JSS's comment, Tony?
Yeah, I'm fixing to touch on that one too. I guess I need to learn how to draw. And I bought this years ago, so I guess I'm a leg up. But I'm gonna start with this.
Yeah, the Marvel way.
The Marvel way. But going to JSS's comment, where was it? Comiverse, what an awesome Kiss collection. By the way, do you have their first appearance in Howard the Duck? Yes, I have Howard the Duck issues 12 and 13. 12 is a cameo. 13 is their first full appearance in comics. Not only do I have those, there's more.
Yeah.
I have the Marvel Super Special. Kiss. First print.
Yeah.
Kiss Blood in the red ink. I actually have somewhere, I'm not really sure where I put it, but I have the often not talked about as much issue 5 that they showed up in as well. And I have a ginormous Lawrence over there omnibus. Yeah. I mean, that thing is big. It's a Kiss
somebody
compendium.
backstage.
It's a Kiss compendium that contains all the Marvel Image stuff. And we have Reverend Finger. Wait a minute.
Reverend Finger Blaster.
Oh, that's Bleak.
It's just Bleecker.
Is it just Bleecker?
Is it just Bleecker? I don't know. I wish it would come through.
There he is.
There we
Reverend.
go.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Bleaker.
Scary for a moment.
How you doing, Bleecker?
Where's
Welcome
Bleeker
to the
go?
Thought I'd come hang out with you nerds for a bit, man.
What's up, Bleak?
I was just listening to House of the Rising Sun and everything.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
What's up,
But yeah,
Bleak?
that's just a small sample of my Kiss collection.
What's going on, Boggs? How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good fighting the cold, but
I would love
whatever.
to show some of you my Kiss collection. It's very interactive.
Oh,
I
God.
bet it is. I bet it is.
Chris, I love your cheekbones are so expressive. I love them so much. Like honestly, like you and Boggs are like in a tie for like embarrassing sexual things I want to do to you just to,
Oh God.
just to watch your faces explode. And then Bleeker is just someone who I want to make me embarrassed with sexual stuff. So it's great.
Mm.
Like I really feel like I could hand Bleeker the list, and as long as like whatever stars
He'll
have
knock it
aligned,
off.
whatever stars align, Bleeker will be like, I got this list, I got it,
I've knocked out a few lists in my life. I think I can
Like a champion.
I can handle the task.
I'm sure he'll be like, oh, you need this for 45 minutes? I'm like, I do. And he'll be like, all right, I'm gonna have a cigarette. Let's go.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
What's really funny? Like straight men like telling me they can't do 45 minutes, but like every gay and bi dude I know is like, well, yeah.
Referencing to what?
Your face, you know what I'm referencing, Michael.
Yeah, 45
No.
minutes on my
Michael?
head, no problem.
Did you just call him by his real name? Gosh, you're terrible.
So some men don't have the stamina for sexual performance for 45 minutes, and others
We're gonna
do.
get Tony canceled.
Tony's not
Stop.
gonna get canceled over this.
I'm waiting for
Stop.
Tony's wife to chirp in here.
So she'd be like, the best he ever did was 5 minutes. And the other
She's in the other room rolling her eyes.
now is she rolling her eyes?
In
because I'm
45
right
minutes
about
on
5
Sunday.
minutes?
What, Cliff?
Is she rolling her eyes because I'm right about 5 minutes?
We're not going there.
Oh my God. I will say this. The guy that I turned by this year, one of his exes complained about his performance. And after my experience, I can assure her she wasn't doing it right.
Ouch.
Oh boy.
I mean, there's a lot involved, I mean, you're talking about stamina.
Hey,
Are
I've
they
gotta
putting
head out now. I
you
just
know.
wanted to pop in. Thanks for having me,
Perfect
guys. I'll
timing.
talk to y'all soon.
Perfect timing to run for your life.
Yeah,
I
for
will.
real.
Right, well.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night,
Oh,
bye.
good night, Vogs. You be careful.
So,
I like how the end of his couch made the little bat ears on like just as he's vanishing.
Are you still there?
Is he frozen
He's
like
frozen.
that?
frozen in time. We're forever.
You know,
Lars,
either-
Interstellar.
oh,
Interstellar? Oh, okay, I guess.
bonjour, Jean Malo. Comment allez-vous?
What's
Bonjour.
up, Jean?
I hope I said that right.
All I got is Je m'appelle Jason. Sorry, Jean.
So you got to ask Bleak the question since you had
Oh,
it,
yeah,
Bleak.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask Blake. Blake, what are some of your comic book goals in 2025? Or what are some of your goals in general? I mean,
Well, I'm trying to curate a very cool collection of good books and keys, and of course, there's certain runs that I want to collect. Weird War comes to mind. Werewolf by Night, that comes to mind. So Tomb of Dracula comes to mind. So
Hmm.
just get some good keys and curate a nice, cool collection. So when I look at it, I go, "That's the coolest collection ever."
Jean Malo said, very nice, very well pronounced. I have not taken French class in 30 years. I took 2 years of French in high school, and it stuck with me. So
You were a good student then.
my teacher always said that I had no problems pronouncing it. It was when I tried to write it.
What's up, you?
Now, I would be remiss talking about all my goals, but I should point out that my most important goal of 2025 is June of 2025. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to Heroes Con because I'll probably be headed to Utah to welcome my first grandchild.
Oh, that's awesome.
Winning.
I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to have some pretty pissed off ladies if I decide to go to North Carolina instead of Utah.
Think of all the men you would make happy.
Cliff, you don't qualify as all the men, okay?
Your other buddies want to see you too, but yeah, whatever. Family, blood, grandchildren, yada yada yada. Okay.
As long as I don't die before I get to Heroes Con, I'll be okay.
I think I also want to read more comics this year. Like, not just
Yeah.
collect them. I'd like to actually read more comics this year. Like,
That's a
maybe,
big goal.
one or two a day would be really nice, just to make the actual time to do it and not like F about, actually read the book. So,
One other goal I forgot to mention is that for New Comic Book Day, there's going to be 52 of them. Between now and the end of 2025, I will purposely avoid purchasing John Romita Jr. and Frank Miller covers and going with variant covers for titles that I enjoy, i.e., Daredevil, which has been
Yeah.
very good.
I love
It's the
Daredevil,
Darcy run,
but
but it's been
yeah,
very, very good.
And as soon as this current Amazing Spider-Man ends, I'm going to stay away from the new Amazing Spider-Man.
That one's going to be tougher, but I welcome the challenge.
I already made that cut, but I keep my ear. Daredevil, I haven't made that cut, and I'm hoping that they're going to push JR away from that. Okay, so Spider-Man, I made the cut, but I keep my ear to the floor, hoping that one day, they'll allow it to be good again. I mean, I dabble, like I go back and read once it's done.
The only thing we can do to save Amazing Spider-Man is to convince people to stop buying Amazing Spider-Man.
You can't, though.
No, you can't, because it's a freaking cult. So that's it. But I am not buying Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not, because I know how it works. You can only hurt them with your wallet. I know how it works. And even if I'm wrong, I'm still sparing myself because I love me some Spider-Man. And I've got Ultimate Spider-Man. And I don't care.
You're talking about, like, I love Spider-Man so much. He was one of my first beloved characters and has been my whole life. Like, there's always Spider-Man merchandise throughout, like, everywhere I've lived. I have Spider-Man, apparel, that kind of stuff. I mean, you're talking about, like, the last 10 years being, that's why I had to cut it off because, I mean, what am I a fan of at this point? Am I a fan of like the greatness that it was, or I mean, because I can't really preach any of the modern stories, and I'm just talking about the last two arcs before the current one. But like, you can't even like hand somebody it and tell them that hey, it'll potentially be good because at the time, I mean, we're talking about almost 5 years now. We've been waiting.
Yeah.
It's like,
the limited series stuff have been good.
they have.
Spectacular has been good. Miles has been fantastic.
Miles has been
Ultimate
great.
has been the best. Spectacular Spider-Man has been pretty good.
Yes, because it's allowed to be fun, which it should be. And I love that we have a book dedicated to the two of them building a friendship.
Yeah.
Because they should. I think it's weird. I honestly, like, I think it's fine that Spider-Woman and Spider-Man don't hang out. Like, they're completely different people. And we've established that, But, like, Peter and Miles, it's kind of like, like, bro.
It bothered me as a kid that they weren't as connected because I think it was a while before I even found out who Spider-Woman was. She was so in the background kind of thing. But, like, moving forward, I actually like that they're not so heavily connected. I like that they're extreme separate because she can stay good while he keeps doing whatever they're doing with him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They in my opinion, they really just need to move away from Peter's damn love life and personal life that much, and just focus on Spider-Man dealing with some sort of major crime that he has to do a little bit of detective work with.
Can they give
Just
Peter
for an arc?
Can they give Peter a break for a goddamn minute? Give him a break. Let the guy succeed.
I want a good storyline, like Leek's saying, but like it doesn't have to be like we're giving him $1 million good.
No.
It doesn't have to be like he's gonna become a famous actor good. Like no, like you said, give us like a small like detective style, like maybe not.
Let him teach again. Why not having him teach again? What the hell?
Bring back the intelligence of Peter Parker. Like, I think it's something that's like lost. You talk to most casual fans, they don't even know that this dude's intelligent because it's not even something that's like portrayed. You're talking about he's supposed to be one of the like most intelligent people within the Marvel universe. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
there's no way. There's no way he should be on his buddy's couch broke. He's a super smart guy. He's Spider-Man. He should be, I don't know, he should be grown at this point. He should be like the head of a team somewhere. He should be like the leader of something. Like let him grow up. He's not the your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man anymore. Let him be like a real fucking superhero. Excuse my language.
No, you're right.
Cool.
You know, or he give him a new. Let him lead the champions. Let him lead those new champions. Like they need guidance. Let him be guidance for a new generation.
I like that.
I was gonna say, hell,
Yeah.
let him lead a team like the Outlaws, like he did for 2 issues of Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, agreed. Like just let him do something that like let him grow up. We've seen it. He's the saddest superhero of all time. We get it. Thank you very much. Now let's move on from that and start something new. That's all.
But like, I go back to like a muddled time. We're talking about years ago when they did try switching it up, and for me, it worked so well in the Superior Spider-Man thing. And what were the first couple things they got rid of when Doc Ock made the switch? And they got rid of Mary Jane. That was one of the first things he did. And then, like, from the ground level up, it was a simple Spider-Man story. It wasn't this massive, like, oh, he's taking on the Sinister Six in the first issue. No, it was like he dealt with like somebody that was robbing a diner or something like that. It wasn't, it wasn't like till, I want to say like 8 or 9 issues that they started building up this bigger, like
Yeah,
massive
but didn't
thing.
we have to deal with the fact that Doc Ock was becoming accustomed to being Peter Parker? So we had that.
I'm not talking about like because there was a lot in the overall story, which I like that as well. But I'm just talking about like the basic things that they were like, hey, if we exit this, this, and this, and just move past these things, we can have a good Spider, and that's what it was. Like,
So, Mike, what you're talking about and what makes all these different Spider titles so great is when they just reboot the damn character. But the
yeah,
thing is, we're talking about originally here ASM itself, the title itself, the flagship brand itself, and why it's continuously failing. They're putting the wrong writers, they're putting on terrible artists, and they're making silly, nonsensical stories that the hardcore fan base who buys these comic books do not enjoy.
But
And now we're having people like Cliff and Brian threaten to say they're not picking up the new volume when it comes.
I'm not
That's why
threatening.
I'm
I'm not
saying
buying.
that's what I'm saying. It's just time now to follow DC's blueprint when it comes to Batman. Get your best writer, your best penciler, put them on it, give them creative freedom for an arc, and see what happens.
Well,
This is how we got the Court of Owls.
That's the problem right there is the creative freedom. They've had great writers and great artists on Spider-Man, and their hands are shackled.
Absolutely.
They're tied.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I
For
know.
me,
Speaking to Zeb Wells, he did not get to tell the story he wanted. I know that.
the real answer for me is they need to get unshackled from Sony, and they need to get the right, because I believe that's the reason they're tanking specifically Spider-Man and Namestate, because
Like the
they
Fantastic
don't
Four.
want Sony
Yeah.
taking a profitable thing and making, and just making it even more profitable. No, they wanted the hopes is getting the license back. So in my belief, that's why it's been, and it's not, and I believe it's like better writers and maybe it's more, we need like this fight within these writers, because they do have these restrictions. Like, I don't believe Zeb Wells is a horrible writer or whatever, especially because, you're talking about Spider-Man, it's top of the game. You're talking about certain characters are like as high as you can go within. So why? No, to me, it all lines back to like they're kind of specifically tanking that one avenue because they don't want, they don't want Sony, mass profiting off of that.
Well,
look at all.
does Sony profit off the comic books? I don't think so, dude. Does it? I don't know.
And it's more of, I'm
Just don't
talking about
want
more
Sony
like the
to steal any of
popularity,
the properties.
Okay.
like the popularity that it could draw. Because you're talking about, look at the popularity that one trailer is drawing off of Superman. That's going to lead new fans that maybe saw Superman in a new light or something, or excited about this new universe or something. That will lead fans to the comic book store. Like, you kind of don't want that in retrospect for either or, since both, it's two different companies kind of thing.
I hate to say Gun's a genius, man, but as soon as that Superman trailer dropped, and then I don't know, a little bit later when they did the Lobo announcement,
Oh Lord.
everybody's been talking about DC for the entire month. It's been
Yep.
insane.
Oh,
I
go ahead,
mean,
Victor.
But it's not.
I don't think he did anything exceptional. He just utilized things like good timing.
That's
It's
exactly
been a
it.
good.
And
It's been a
and
good push all the way through because I mean it wasn't just like one because I mean we got like Penguin, we got like
Yeah.
the start of Creature Commandos, and that's been good. Then we got the trailer. I mean, so it has been like on a different. Because I love DC. Yeah, I love Marvel, but I love DC a little more, especially when it comes to animated movies, stuff like that. I love the grittiness and that kind of. Okay, so leading up to this, yes, DC was like failing. Like, yeah, I mean, we're talking about their animated stuff was really one of their highlights, because I mean, we're talking about years. Their DC animated stuff was, you know, top notch. Their movies, not so much, but no, but I mean, even near the end, their animated stuff started to decline. That's like how many people actually watched Watchmen Part Two, or that finished the whole Infinity. What was it, Crisis movie, Part One, Two, and Three. I did, but
Oh, I did. I definitely did. All the DC animation stuff I've watched a lot of
me
times.
personally, I actually love the Watchmen. I thought, it's how do you take a property that's already a great comic, it's already had a good live action adaptation. How do you take it and do an animated movie that is equal to, or just as good as those? And I believe they achieved that in those two parts, but that's my opinion.
I'm a Mark though. I'm a Watchmen. I'm a huge Watchmen fan, so
Yeah, me too.
I can't be trusted to say if it's good or bad. I'm like it's
Oh,
awesome.
I loved it.
Watchmen.
Okay, what I will say is, like, I love the Watchmen, but I've always been confused about the Black Freighter part of it. It never, like, exactly, like, spoke out why it's been mingled into the story. Like, even reading the comic and the source, like, I never, like, 100%
so
grasp like that.
the Black Freighter is only there to mirror the story of.
Yeah, but still, like, I
No, that
don't.
was it. That was it. That's his. That's
That's
all
it.
it
Yeah.
is.
Well, in the animated, you actually get a little more. They actually kind of give you a little deeper definition to the comic while the kid's reading it through the animated movie. Yeah, I kind of dug that.
Y'all,
think-
before.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. All I was going to say is before I get to Phil's question, my wife made a comment on my joke about going to Utah or Heroes Con. She said she'd be the most PO'd of all
What?
if I didn't make the
Yeah.
right choice. But Phil's popped up a question saying, when was the last time ASM was cutting edge or must read?
Frank, it would probably be Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, Superior Spider-Man for me.
Spider-Man was big. It was like one of those things that everybody hated, and now people are like, it was actually pretty good, and I really have good memories.
I ate it up during that time.
I didn't know he meant other titles. If just ASM,
Yeah,
say
just ASM.
I don't think ASM has been cutting edge other than the Death of Craven itself, or
Yeah.
The Carnage.
Gene Wolfe. Yeah, I guess the Carnage saga, but
It's kind of weird because and I know that's where
You
Chris
don't
is
think
going
that
because
Death of
they
Peter
do all their
Parker is
storylines.
warranted?
pardon?
The death of Peter Parker, you don't think that, and it bringing us to Superior Spider-Man, that wasn't a big moment?
I don't think that was cutting edge. I don't think Marvel puts cutting edge stuff in their flagship. I think they put that in lesser titles like Daredevil, like Death of Elektra, and
Punisher.
yeah, that's
But again,
or
that same thing.
Wolverine.
When was the last time Daredevil was cutting edge?
During
Recently.
the Zdarsky run, they locked him up in prison, and he had to do
His last-
multiple fights
Yeah,
in
that was
prison
like-
that
Oh
way.
no, they locked him up in prison again.
And he had to
Well,
deal with
he
violence
died and
inside
came back.
prison.
Oh,
I mean,
And
came
then
back?
Elektra picked up
Elektra became
the Daredevil mantle.
Pretty cool.
I gotta say, the last
I
time
love when the
the
Electro
last
became.
time I was impressed was, I think, Man,
Are you
who put him
trying
in
to are you trying to talk mess on Daredevil? Daredevil has been solid. It's actually like I will get behind like Marvel has been like steadily downsliding. There's been some highs and okay,
Well,
but
no,
we're
that's
talking
I'm just
about
saying.
no
Daredevil has
Daredevil has been
always
solidly good.
no, Daredevil's been consistently fine, right? Like I will
Mm,
agree to that. But it has
Thank you,
not been
James Brooklyn.
it hasn't been, oh my god, my pussy is shaking, like it hasn't been that.
what am I mean, okay, so I'm not
Like
gonna say, but like, and it. I mean, I think that depends on the reader, depending because in comics they do reuse like storylines. I mean, so I mean, if you have this vast knowledge of comic lore in front of you, and you're expecting like modern comics to have these, that might be far
well,
and few
for
between.
me, well, no, this is my problem, right? Like for me, as a modern reader, we don't need to kill him again. You don't need to imprison him again. Like we did it, and we've done it twice before. Matt Murdock's been in prison 3-4 times now.
So
It's not going to that well.
I'd
what
say,
makes your bussy shake there, Cliff? What makes it quake and shake? Let's hear it.
I think I can't remember. Was it Bendis who put him in jail? And somebody's running around as Daredevil, and Elektra is chasing them on the rooftops, and she's like, "Tell me who you are, tell me who you are," until finally he makes the Iron Fist and breaks the Psy. That shit was hot. I loved it. I was like, "Oh my god, Iron Fist has been running around as Daredevil!" Like I was so excited because he wanted to free Matt Murdock. I was like, and in fact, I think that was the last time that I read something Bendis wrote that I was super fucking excited for. I loved everything going on there. But then what did Bendis do? He went to DC. Oh, look, Superman doesn't need a secret identity either. And I'm like, we're going back to the well, And I'm like, no. Freaking Scott Snyder, again, it was just like the Black Mirror. Oh, Barbara's missing crazy brother. It's like New 52 Batman. Oh, Bruce's crazy missing brother.
that was sold as a reboot to begin with. Come
I
on.
know, but you know how I feel about that entire
Okay, so like there is okay, so like
The whole
Daredevil,
damn brand was a reboot. Like we got
yeah, it
Doomsday all
was.
over again.
And it was supposed to start
Wait.
as that. They changed it as it went along because it didn't work out. They had too many continuity slips. They couldn't keep it in tow.
No, it was a disaster, and for me anyway.
There's
But
good
we got
good
Swamp
parts
Thing,
and
and we got Animal Man. That was beautiful. Look at how much beauty we got.
we got a lot more than people realize. I mean, you're talking about Justice League Dark. You're talking about Batwoman. It depends on what you read and where you went.
Batwoman was already good. Okay, so Batwoman was like kind of
It,
safe.
it was 3 issues that led into New 52. That was like they just started the team right before that began with Eulogy or whatever. Because Batman no, all the Batman stuff was good. I mean, you're
I
talking
like
about we got Court of
I like
Owls.
the New 52, man. I like
Yeah, I'd say the only iffy
like
was
the
when we got
Capullo together. I like them both together. I'll take that
yes,
any day of the week, man. Any day of the week. I know there's a lot of haters. John's
it,
Comic Kids does
it
not
was
like Scott Snyder.
it was iffy when we got to Grayson and stuff like that. That's when the it started to get muddled. And that way, it wasn't like the first year. And not everything was released in the first year. It was like a 2-year thing because it was 52 series that they launched. And then right after they did launch, because I remember that vividly, like because my shop had everything on like tables, and I think the first round was it was like 30 something odd series that spawned out. Nah, but I mean there was definitely some bad.
Hold on. Can you highlight John again there? Okay. Now I normally don't like going
I
toe
love
to
Scott.
toe. I don't like going toe to toe with John. But come on, man. Like Noctera was incredible. The Court of Owls was fantastic. I'm all with you when it comes to Absolute Batman. I don't get it. I think it's a terrible reboot. You can't have
Yeah,
Bruce
I'm the
Wayne
same.
juiced out of his mind and every other character he's crossing like only be 160 pounds. I'm with you on that one. But come
No,
on,
that's
Scott
not
Snyder's
even
just
my
a good
issue.
writer, man. He's a
My
good
issue
writer.
is my issue with Absolute Batman is, and most of them is you're gonna do this like switch up
Nocturne
of who
was
they
great
are
in
and
Evil
stuff.
Light. Okay.
I'm just sick of the
I
Batman,
love Nocturne.
dude. I'm sick of 8,000 people knowing who Batman is. So like I Batman reboot is really nice for me.
My thing is, why was every character in the book like everybody that we already know from the Batman universe? Like they couldn't even create one unique like individual that was brand new to this universe. No, it was like, I mean, the same people you know. Like, I don't know.
Well, we can blame Darkseid for that, right?
No, I like all that. I was actually excited until we got to Absolute Batman, and the first issues didn't rub me the wrong way. I'm with you. It takes more, I'd say you need at least like 3 issues, but I mean, my whole thing is where are they going with it? Like, what's the stability? Batman is. I mean, no, I'm not
Let's be honest. It took 3 issues for Batman to get away from the guys who started chasing him in issue 1. So, like, it's not impressing me. Whereas Wonder Woman, in 3 issues, Wonder Woman's been like, there's my mini origin. Here I am battling shit in man's world. Look at me. I'm sacrificing myself so I can send Steve Trevor home. Girl is she's doing everything.
Losing arms, like, which it's good stuff.
Also, Circe needs more respect in the main Wonder Woman title. Like, first of all, the fact that Circe, the last time I saw her in this issue with Detective Chimp in the main continuity, looked like a bullshit version of her absolute, disgusting. That bitch needs long purple fucking hair at all times. I'm sorry, excuse my language. Bitch needs long purple fucking hair at all times.
You just
right?
repeated the same thing. Then Paul, okay.
You know, and then like, oh no, my apology wasn't for cursing. My apology was that I was going to continue cursing.
But no, yeah, I agree. For the absolute world, to me, it's Wonder Woman, and 1B would be Superman, and way off behind is everyone's dream of being a billionaire, even though he's not a billionaire in this one.
Construction worker.
I was going to ask one question about Absolute Batman. As swole as Absolute Batman is, how big is Absolute Bane going to be when he shows up?
No, that's another thing I don't like about Absolute Batman,
gravity
because
can be like 2 feet large.
they draw him large, but like they forget. Like, I mean, they have him going through doorways which he would not be able to fit through, but he still goes through them. They just forget.
No, Ultimate Bane, his venom is gonna be made of kryptonium, and Ultimate Bane will also be Ultimate Doomsday, and we'll have the absolute world's finest, and they will fight this creature to the death. And then only in their moments, in their final breaths, in the defeat of this horrific, unstoppable monster, will absolute Darkseid finally reveal himself. And I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
This is like a Frank. I don't know. It's like Frank Miller meets death metal. It's very huge.
Yeah, it's going back to that, it seems.
Yeah, which is I like death metal. So
I love metal and death metal. You know, I mean, but do I want it again, especially in a big event? Like,
no,
it's not Sunday, Kingdom of the Nerds. Today's not the day of the Lord. What are we talking about? You know, or is it because are you one of those? It starts at 7 p.m. on Saturday, people. If you are, too bad. And
AR's looking forward to Absolute Batmite showing up, bench pressing with a knife in his teeth.
Right.
That's pretty good, AR. That's pretty good.
Guys, I got a jet.
All right. I'll see you in a little bit, Mike.
Yep. Bye, Tom. Bye, guys. Happy New Year.
So let me go back to Phil's question. He wants to know who's going to try to show up for Heroes Con.
I'm trying. I'm scared. I'm scared as shit, but I'm trying. Look at Kristen Conrad. He just wants a big old sexy hug. I can't wait.
I'll just go to New York for that. It's okay.
And you should. I'm only 5 or 6 hours away. Come on. And bring
you're in New York City, right? You're on the
outskirts of New York City. I'm in New Paltz. I'm like 6 hours from you. Come get me.
Okay. Syracuse way? Like which direction?
No, I'm further down than Syracuse.
Okay.
So you would like drive out to Syracuse and then
head south. Yeah.
Head south.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go, Cliff.
Pick me up, Cliff. Yeah.
I'm like, the Sabbath. Yeah. Okay. You're one of those people. I get it. All right. Yeah. It's after 7 on Saturday. It's fine. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna tell Chris if he's coming to North Carolina, he could always fly to Evansville.
Hello, A Plus Comics.
Ebbetsville. No.
Indiana. That's where I'm moving to. I'll let you know what's there when I get there. But
Okay.
you'll have a place. You'll automatically have a place to stay.
Well, if any of y'all are ever
Evansville?
in Niagara Falls, just hit me up.
Cool.
Niagara Falls, New York?
Canada, brother.
Oh, I didn't know you were Canadian.
As Canadian as they come, eh?
All right.
You didn't know that Bleecker was in Canada?
No.
Have you heard him say book? Have you heard him say a boat? Have you heard any of these words?
I don't say a boot. It's ridiculous. No Canadian says a boot.
You know, your about is a little more Canadian than it is American.
You gotta go
more
like
of a
you gotta go out
Quebec
east
thing.
for the boots, like
Yes.
you know, Newfoundland and stuff. They'll say a boot for sure.
Chris, Cliff, Nick here saying that between Only Slabs and this show, Cliff and Chris should just consummate already.
Oh my!
I would like to consummate with all the Canadians. They're just not ready.
I'm almost ready to come on Only Slabs.
You know, like
I gotta buy a few more books still.
I can't wait for you to be on Only Slabs, but
I want to go. I just don't have enough slabs yet. I know Rob asked me a long time ago, and I was like, I don't have enough slabs, bro.
You know, I feel like Chris could be like the big finish, you know, but I feel like Bleecker would like give me like the warm up, but then lead into the takedown, and like Dracula would like give me the opener, you know, and like the prep, and then the tag team just starts until, you know, we're done.
You underestimate my power, son.
Here you go.
No, you don't worry. I'm planning this to be like a 5-hour evening. You know, there'll be breakfast.
Skywalker over here. Don't mess around.
Here you go. Here you go, Cliff.
I do be looking like a snack. You know, someone come get me.
Nice.
Bleecker, are you familiar with Shane 1063 Comics?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
1063. I pressed a bunch of his books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He's in Niagara as well, right?
Yeah, he's a really good dude. Actually, he's really nice. I like that guy a lot. He's got
He's a sweetheart. He really is.
And Newbie is down your way too.
Newbie, yeah, I know. That's actually how I first started hanging out on YouTube, was watching Newbie comics, and then through what was it, Face Comics. He FaceTime. I don't know, a bunch of dudes on there. They were good dudes. And now I'm watching all you guys. So.
I just love. I have not dyed my hair. This is still my natural shit. I do not have children. That is my secret. I just went to the barber.
Looking good with no children over here. That's
right. And look at you, give me some shoulder action. You know, I'm loving it. It's great. And like honestly, I want Bleecker to like give me shoulder action and like midriff, like 80s teenage boy midriff. I want that. That'd be great.
10 years ago, baby. You don't want that today.
We could do. I don't know. Like, you know, we could do like a little training program. I'll whip all of you into shape. You know.
I'm not sure who A Plus Comics is saying who dyed their hair, but it wasn't me.
Yeah. No, he said you dyed your hair, and I was like, I didn't. I got a haircut. Which of course I'm absolutely loving. So my barber got moved to a private room, right? And so I walked in, and my eyes were bugging out immediately. And I look at the owner, and the owner, see, that's right, John's Comics Kids, you know what I'm talking about, baby. So I walked in, I look at the owner, he goes, oh, don't worry. He's like, Jake is here. We moved into a private room. I said, I am glad that you spoke quickly, because that empty spot where I normally find him is really getting to me, right? And then he was like, okay. So I wait for him. We go to the private room. And I'm like, ooh, private room. I was like, so is this an upgrade, or is this a way to keep you away from all the people who are politically unaligned, right? And he's like, sit down. And then he slides the door shut, and he's like, it's both. And then he tells me about how someone came in and they were decorated in the uniform of their political affiliation, right? They were out and about and proud of their wing of territory, and they saw his rainbow Satan worshiping love everybody sticker, and it immediately escalated into a small incident. And now I get my hair cut in the private room.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
that's crazy.
You know, and then of course he gets to play his own music, and yes, he keeps his pants on, even though I wish he wouldn't. But that's okay. His wife doesn't like to share, so I'm pretty respectful. I mean, if your wife doesn't want to share, then you know I usually stay off. But some wives are like, oh, I haven't touched it in a couple years. Go for it, and I say thank you.
The more you know.
The more you don't want to know.
Well, guys, anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I want to talk about comics. I'm like for the new year, I got to hunt down some issues of adventure comics, some issues of action comics, you know, and
yeah, I'm actively.
And somehow I have to go to Heroes Con and Terrific Con, and I just don't know what I'm doing. You know, every time I look at my bank accounts, like, you know, like my asshole shakes, and not in the fun way, you know, not in the Reverend Finger Blaster, you know, let's go hang out with the Canadians way.
No, I look at my bank account and it pretty much just laughs at me these days. Why are you here? Why are you
Y'all have a bank account?
I have a place where my money stays long enough to pay the bills.
Damn, Aubrey Plaza's husband?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, I just got a place where my money hangs out long enough for the bills to take it, and
that's pretty much where it all goes.
Yeah.
This is terrible. And I just turned 47. I hate this shit. You know?
You're 47.
Like, why you gotta be my age? Why does it gotta be that way? You know?
Cliff, I hate to tell you this, but my brother passed away a few months after he turned 47.
And worse, did you read the end of the report about what crisis lifeline to contact?
Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry, I'm 48. You'll be fine.
Better be. I'm gonna be clinging on to you. I'm gonna be riding your head. I'm gonna be hitched to your star, bitch. Wait, no, I'm gonna hitch you to my star.
Starfish.
Everybody will be just fine.
I'll be 52 in July.
All right, so you got like a year and change on me, Tony.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's how old I am this time. I mean, I'm eternal, so you know.
Feels that way.
Originally, I was born in 1300s on the shores of Barovia.
There can only be one, Tony.
In the highlands of Barovia in Germany. It's a German Highlander.
I'm also really excited to self-publish this year.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's very aggravating, but like I just want to do it, and like I want it to be beautiful.
How do you?
Yes, he did.
Are you writing a comic, Cliff? I'm guessing. Is that what you're doing? Or are you doing a book?
I did, and so my friend told me he read through it really quick, but I wanted to be like action-packed. And then he was like, "Oh, but we have had no time to like get to know these characters," and so like I'm really like stressing out about it. So like, basically, I have one World War II hero in Bavaria. That's right, Bavaria. He's in their mountain range, and he ends up battling Krampus, right? And again, because the Thule Society is out and about doing weird shit, and they accidentally unleashed Krampus. They were trying to unleash a demon they could control, and they unleashed Krampus. And Krampus was like, "Nope, I punish. That's what I freaking do."
Bavaria, you say? You really went all out on the most popular spot on the planet. Okay.
So that's the first mini story, and then that story ends with Krampus's chains on the ground, and somebody snags Krampus's chains, and then I end with a little cutscene with that person taking the chains, right? Then we cut to my other character and exactly what he's doing that same day, but in a different area, and he's chasing after Thule Society members who've kidnapped college students from around the world to experiment on them, right? So he defeats them, and we have a little we have a little ending there. The next scene is they find themselves at this little bar in the woods where nobody judges you, right? And so they have this little talk where they're like, You know that shit at the bar where you're sitting there and you're drinking and you're talking and you're kind of flirting, but you're not even really looking at each other, you know? But then they realize where they are and they get up and they're touching each other and then they head up to the bedroom. And then this is where I finally insert some gay sex into the scene. And then just
smut. Are you writing smut?
yes, of course.
Okay, all right.
You know? But it's adventure smut. It's not like I'm saying, like I want a real story, and then we get a little smut in there.
Okay,
you know,
I like.
Is there anything wrong? Am I wrong for wanting this? Am I wrong for wanting this? I even feel like I'm writing it in a way so we can remove the smut so other people can read it, and then the smut could be there for the people who want it. Right?
Dude, I'm all over the smut. Robert Crumb's one of my faves.
There we go, and I can't wait to have Dracula drawing some smut covers for me too. He told me he's down with drawing me some Tom of Finland shit. I'm like, let's do it all day. So after the two of them are like they're in the afterglow of their sex, and one of them's lighting a cigarette and all that bullshit, and like they think that they're having a good time. Like out in the woods is the dude with the chains and his eyeballs glowing, and the book that the occultist had. So he now has the Thule Society book, whatever book that is they stole. And then the chains of Krampus and something terribly evil is taking over him. And then that sets up for whatever. So when my friend complained that I don't know these characters and I don't understand their intimacy, I figured I would do an origin story for the beginning of the book where they first meet in Washington and why, and then like how they give each other the looks and the glances, and that would set the tone. And then we go off and do the stuff.
You could do the introduction to the characters in the second one and do the all action in the first episode.
That's what I wanted to do, but I also want people to feel like they can get into it. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Smart with a story, exactly. And then I can have all the fancy covers.
I don't hate the action first, sort of tell the story later. You know, issue 2, issue 3 is the origin story of where everything happens. I don't hate that, but hey, what do I know?
You know, and then of course I do have a woman, and I want to get her story into it too. So maybe I'll do her origin. You know, but I've done tons of world building, but I did write out enough for a first issue.
Interesting.
And I probably need an editor to punch it up, but I'm really worried because I also need to come up with like $5-6 grand to make this happen.
I got.
But actually, I don't. I need Kickstarter to work. I still need probably a couple of grand to get art to make Kickstarter happen.
I got about 2.5 comics written right now in a story arc, so I'm excited about that myself. I'm also doing a little bit of artistic nonsense.
That's cool.
See where it goes. But
the point is, life is short, and we need to publish this shit.
Yeah.
You know. And my friend who did the pre-read, he was like, "Why are you?" He said to me, "Why are you so gung ho on this?" You know, like he was like, "Just go find some artist." And I'm like, "No, why would I find some artist? I want the art that I want." And he goes, "Yeah, but why are you being so particular for your first time?" I said, "Because if I fail, I want to fail spectacularly. You know,
this is my first time, and I want roses on the goddamn bed, my motherfucker. That's why."
Exactly. I want roses on the bed. I want whining and dining. I want platinum lube. I want it all. You know. So like, and then he finally got it. I said, "I'm not getting any younger. Death is coming for us all. I want my book, and I want it the way I want it. I don't want it to be like, well, this was the closest I could get, you know, and maybe I will or won't be immortalized in my work. And I don't care, but I do want it to be out there. I want to look at it and love it, and I want someone's going to enjoy it."
I know. I think I don't know. Anybody familiar with Tom McDonald, rapper? No. Okay. No. Well, he's a self-published rapper, and the guy makes a lot more money than most rappers that are hooked up in industry. And the reason he can do that is because it's modern day, and you can do things like that. So you can make this comic, and you can get it going. There's got to be a cheaper, better way to do it that you could do it through your own means without a publishing company and all that jazz. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Make all the money yourself, Cliff. Make all the money yourself, buddy.
That's right, man.
Except for your artists, of course. Pay them generously.
He may have been on Lorenzo's show. Okay. Well, guys,
20 slabs today. 10 1063. It was 28 slabs I had in the show.
Wow. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up because in about 30 minutes I got to be with Mike talking about Dragonlance.
Great.
So
And
we're gonna.
I'm gonna go be on
Mad Spidey.
no, I'm gonna be on Nerds. What are they called? Nerdy Musings. I'm gonna be on Nerdy Musings.
Okay.
God, and they're really popular. And I cannot remember their name. This is all so horrible.
Well, I was going to say, let's go around the horn. Chris, what you got coming up?
In the next little bit, I'll be dropping my new comic book day haul video from the books that just came out this past Wednesday. I'll be making a video like everyone else, my comic collecting goals for 2025. And this Wednesday, as always, my live stream, Show Us What You Got, the live new comic book day hangout.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
And Cliff, where are you coming at? What you got besides what you're doing, what you just said?
Yes, what I just said, which of course is Nerdy Musings, which is a podcast. I think if you go to their YouTube and click on the podcast section, I guess that will show up live at 8. I hope. I don't know. I can't wait to not know. All I know is that they've had Mon Comics on. They've had Mike from Lunch Money on. So I'm honored to be a guest and nervous, but I shouldn't be. Like, I know what I'm doing, but also nervous. And tomorrow at 5 p.m., the Council of Comics, and we're doing Die Hard 3. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be with Black Crown Comics, and we'll be doing that stuff and talking about FOC and new comics and hot topics and all that fun shit. And then Monday night, the Council with new keys and hot comics of the week at 8 p.m. And Tuesday night, Paul in the 619, I'll be joining him and Boggs and whoever else. And then I'll cut it there.
Yeah. Is there anything you're not doing?
You, apparently.
Probably.
I knew it was coming.
Probably a shorter list.
All right, Reverend Blaker, what you got coming up?
We got tomorrow Sunday, so we'll be doing church, comic book church. We do that 10:45 Eastern. Everybody's welcome. We'll probably be doing our top 10 pickups. We've got a pretty good panel as usual, so doing all that. Dagger, nice brother.
Yeah.
And Slab or Not to Slab, we'll be putting another episode of that out fairly soon. And I just put up me playing the guitar, so if you want to check that out, that wasn't too shaggy. And we'll be on The Hunt, Tony Sanders show this Friday, and every other Friday we're on Biggie Shack's show, the Comic Collector Club, which was really good last night. So if you didn't see Comic Collector Club last night, go check that out. I don't know, man. Go check us all out. K-Pop Junkie, Splash Page Comics, Hudak Comics, Boston Chris. They're usually on the show with us, so check them out.
Cool. Well, me, in about less than 20 minutes, I'm going to be on Evil Mike's channel, Evil's Comics. We're going to be doing a quest through Kryn, episode 2, Dragons of Winter Night, part 2. I'll be with Trev, Mike Beckerman, and Good Days Games and Comics as we continue our discussion through the Dragonlance Chronicles. Monday, I'll be dropping a new mail call video where I picked up a few books from eBay. I paid more in shipping than I did for the actual books, but I got some nice covers. And then next Friday, I'm working on it. I've got everything filmed. I got to get the editing done. The next Tony's Comic Book Spotlight, which I'm surprised I hadn't done it before, which I'm going to be spotlighting The Killing Joke, episode 66. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then back here next Saturday for another episode of Into the Comiverse. Gentlemen, you're always welcome to hang out if y'all want to. And I was going to say, Bleeker, if you want to hang out anytime, just let me know and I'll shoot you the link, man.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
I want to thank everybody that hung out tonight on the panel. Thank y'all for bailing me out. Because like I said, the beginning of the show was kind of boring. I was putting everybody to sleep. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out in the chat. I want to thank Christina for dropping the links. And anybody watching this on the rewind, I appreciate it. Thank y'all. I just went over 400 subs, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully I'll be able to do I'm not doing a giveaway now. I want to wait till I get moved to Indiana in March and then do a big giveaway because I got some stuff to give away. I want to add some more stuff. And I'm going to touch back on comic book goals because Bleeker and Cliff were talking about their comics. Everybody's heard me talk about it. I'm going to write my novel. I'm going to write my vampire western. I got it in my head. Got to get it on the paper. And what I've talked about, people seem to be excited and they want to read it. So it's going to be pretty cool. Don't see too many vampire westerns, so I think that's going to be interesting. But like I said,
The one.
The what?
I've only seen the one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know the film, came out in the 50s, Curse of the Undead.
Yep.
But that's the only one I've ever seen. That's actually what kind of sparked me to do it, was just seeing the one. But everybody, I want to thank y'all for hanging out, and we're going to get out of here. And everyone be safe, take care, God bless. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace, man.
Well, dudes, I'd say that's pretty much a wrap. Yep. Cowabunga?
Cowabunga.
Yeah.
Cowabunga.